Blacklist Hunter here, and today we're going to talk about the royal guard Youpi and why he is an NEN monster, an abnormal creature with immense power. Youpi was born with magical beast DNA, unlike Pito and Poof, which had human components in them as well. The royal guards, as we know, didn't exist before. Unlike the other chimera ants, they were new creatures created by the queen of the ants for the sole purpose of serving the king Merem. Youpi, just like the other two, didn't have any memories of previous life. Although Youpi wasn't as sharp or intelligent as the others at the beginning, he too could use NENs since birth naturally, which as we know only the guards were able to do so. Youpi is extremely strong physically with an extraordinary aura capacity. If we were to take Uvogin, who was a monster enhancer, he would do next to no damage to Youpi even with his strongest attack, the Big Bang Impact. That's how strong Youpi is, and we can easily support this by the fights Youpi had during the palace invasion. When the hunters appeared in the palace at the stairs, Youpi, as soon as he saw them, stopped all thought process and immediately transformed in order to protect the king, which that was a really frightening transformation, and it stated that Youpi's lack of ego, not caring about his identity and being just like a machine, translated to pure strength. Knuckle attacked Youpi with a powerful punch, and Youpi didn't realize what happened because Knuckle was invincible due to Melaron's god's accomplice ability, but he wasn't hurt at the slightest. Youpi didn't feel it at the slightest bit. Zero damage, which even made Knuckle feel uneasy. Furthermore, Knuckle stated that he can't see the limits of Youpi's aura. Knuckle had never felt something like Youpi's aura before, and he had the experience of 5,000 battles. So due to Knuckle's estimation, Youpi had around 700,000 aura reserve. It could be more, but it's an accurate estimation by Knuckle, as we know he has a good eye for this. Youpi definitely has more aura capacity than anybody so far, except maybe Adult Gon and the King Merem. Even Netero, a legendary hunter, probably had around 300,000 to 400,000 aura reserve, and I believe Youpi can withstand many of the Guanyin Bodhisattva attacks, which are so powerful, fast and swift that it can wipe out most genius NEN users, strong NEN users like Hisoka and Chrollo in an instant. If Pito has such endurance to survive a head-on full Bodhisattva attack, it's definitely possible Youpi can manage to do that as well. Youpi's pure strength without aura can kill a mid-NEN user. Imagine his strength with aura enhancement. The thing about Youpi is not that he is a NEN master or a genius at using the advanced applications like Pito, but he just has pure monstrous aura strength. At first he was full of rage, he had pure rage power, but then he kept on evolving. Knuckle was trying his absolute best by punching as hard as he could, and all the damage he could do with APR was around 600 interest damage. Shoot, a veteran hunter could do next to no damage to Youpi, and he barely survived. Youpi kept swinging his arms with swift, powerful attacks, and his multiple eye transformation was certainly frightening and leaving no openings at all. It was very effective. Knuckle couldn't even get a chance to land an attack. That's how powerful and swift and fast Youpi was. Youpi was so dangerous and powerful at this point. In Youpi's eyes, all the hunters weren't even a match for him. He knew very well he was stronger. He didn't even recognize their efforts, as stated by Knuckle and Shoot, when he totally ignored Shoot and looked him straight in the eye like he was trash. Youpi was all irritated. He couldn't find the king. He couldn't sense Pito's end. He didn't know where Poof was, and he was incredibly mad. Then Knuckles showed up, and we see Youpi transforming. When he changed forms and started to transform, it was stated that that was the embodiment of pure evil. That's how frightening Youpi's aura was. It made Knuckle run as fast as he could. Youpi, due to being under extreme stress, exploded, but then he felt a relief. The destruction aftermath was a feeling of pleasure. Youpi evolved at this point, and Knuckle was thinking on triggering him so he could explode and consume and waste all the aura so he could go bankrupt. But Youpi had already learned the lesson that he should learn to control his anger and use this to eradicate the hunters. He managed to trick Knuckle into attacking by acting all angry. In reality, he had already managed to keep calm and focus and keep his cool, so Youpi acted like he was transforming, but he reverses the transformation the moment Knuckle is close to him about to punch him. Knuckles' life flashed before his eyes, and as soon as he was about to get hit, he is saved by Killua's powerful thunderbolt, which attacked Youpi straight on. Here Youpi states that in terms of sheer power, all the hunters were at less than 1/10 of his strength. Imagine that. Even if Killua was attacking repeatedly, Youpi didn't get damaged in the slightest bit. He just couldn't react fast enough. He wasn't able to physically keep up, but he still was a monster in terms of strength. Even if Killua kept attacking all night, Youpi would still not get damaged. That's how insanely strong Youpi is physically. I don't know how much more to stress this. His aura makes his body so strong it's impossible to pierce it. The only way to take out Youpi is to actually have a crazy OP ability like Kurapika's ability to put his body on Zetsu mode, or another ability which is so flexible and unique that renders Youpi's strength useless. Youpi possesses immense physical strength and durability, which makes a close range fight with him one-on-one almost impossible. He can overpower most opponents in close combat, just like Uvogin did against the Mafia members, but switched the Mafia members with NEN users. Youpi began evolving further. He enjoyed the fight, the struggle against Killua, and he was able to deduct that they have an ability to turn invisible. Next, he fought Morel with his deep purple ability with multiple smoke puppets looking like Knuckle, and ultimately Youpi slashed them all, and they were able to trick Youpi into thinking Knuckle wasn't there, but he was there and he managed to punch him. Youpi exploded again, increasing the APR rate, ultimately transforming into his final form, into a Centaur-like creature. His final form was Rage Incarnate, which was achieved by Youpi by controlling his emotions and fury. He is way faster in this form and has a dangerous scythe in his right arm, and on the left he has the bubble of rage which was gathered. This form is certainly dangerous. We can assume he is way stronger in this form, since it's a transformation where he doesn't act like a machine. He is less prone to error in this ultimate form, and certainly way more durable and a better NEN user, a better fighter overall. Youpi accumulated his interest, and in 3 minutes he was about to go bankrupt into Zetsu mode. He was down to 500,000 aura, and the interest was going faster and faster upwards since he was gathering all his rage into one place. Morel's puppets were all slayed, and Youpi had become way more calm and logical. It stated that he had shown astonishing growth during combat, more than the others, even more than Morel, even more than Knuckle. He praised the hunters as amazing, and because of that he had to go ahead and kill Morel. Melaron saved Morel using his invisibility ability, but a blood trail was left from the swing Youpi took, ultimately making Knuckle come out, and APR was turned off in order to save Morel. Youpi next refused to fight Knuckle even when challenged to kill him for that matter. His sole purpose was the king, so Youpi spared them all. Youpi had evolved at an incredible rate. He was an entire new beast. Youpi was a transmuter, able to change the properties of his aura, explaining his explosions of course. He had at least 10 times more aura than Morel, and Knuckle hadn't seen anyone with more aura capacity than Morel. Youpi's first ability, Metamorphosis, would be able to instantly slay any normal or high-ranking NEN user if getting too close to Youpi. His attacks have such insane force and speed, Youpi could pay off Knuckles' interest and still kill him instantly if hit. In this form, Youpi also has the eyes in all places around his body which leave him with no blind spots, so I don't see how any NEN user could get close to him. Even if, for example, Razor attacked him with aura emission attacks from afar, I'm beyond positive he would be able to endure those attacks, as the aura is not enough to do damage to him. It would do minimal or close to no damage. We know very well that if the attacker has way less aura output than the defense aura, that attack does no damage to a person who has way more aura. Even Crollo, with what he has displayed, I don't see how he can take out Youpi unless he prepares a genius plan. The thing is, with Youpi there is no chance you are taking him out with pure physical attacks. You need complicated abilities with insane trickery in them, which have immense effect, like turning off aura, shrinking his size, or stealing his aura or Hatsu. That's how you take down Youpi. Or maybe even a zero hand attack by Netero could probably work as well. In order to leave him extremely damaged, unable to stand up, I think he could actually survive the attackless zero hand in my opinion. Youpi's durability is also beyond comprehension. Not only he fought all night, he took all those attacks, he took full charged kilo electricity attacks, and he showed no sign of pain. He also walked into the high degree temperature place where Meruem was after the Rose explosion. Youpi's attack speed and power is incredibly high as well. His range is incredibly dangerous. With one shot he destroyed the whole central staircase. In his Centaur transformation he's incredibly way faster. Youpi also did all those explosions and never showed any sign of being tired despite going at it all night. The main strong point of Youpi is his strength, which is beyond anything we've seen in the Hunter x Hunter world. He can enforce his strength with aura, making him almost unbeatable by any traditional means. It's not an exaggeration to say that Youpi is one of the strongest characters ever in the Hunter x Hunter world. Possibly the only ones to defeat him would be Jing beyond Netero and Maha and characters of that level. Youpi ultimately gave his life force to Meruem and he shrunk in that process, and ultimately he died of poisoning, but this character was on a whole different level, a truly NEN monster. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and make sure to check out my other Hunter x Hunter related content.